just living the dream under this southern sky. It's where stories are born and legends never die.
Yeah, well, okay, welcome to G.I. Legends Tales of Trails, and I got a real special guest again. I got Mr. Darren Knight, a.k.a. Southern Momma. Him and I are radio co-hosts together, have a great time. It's hard for me to talk on the radio when he's in the room because I'm constantly laughing.
Well, same here, Johnny. The feeling's mutual. You always keep me rolling. I love your stories, though. And when I first got on there and I was telling you, I was like, man, because some of these stories will spiral off into there's no telling what.
Nowhere. Daytona.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you've got to start a podcast talking about some of this stuff. And because I don't know if I've told you, but there's been many a times where I'll come off air and I'll be going to wherever I'm going, and so I'll get a text like, hey, was what Johnny was saying true about so-and-so or so-and-so, you know, whether about trees or animals or whatever the case may be. I'm like, why? He's never lied to me. You know, not that I've caught him in. I don't know. But he's just a wealth of knowledge. But it's interesting stuff. It's stuff that a lot of people have forgotten, and it's stuff that people should know. And it's just entertaining stuff. And I think, too, that's why a lot of times we hear back from those on the that listen in the mornings on the morning show anyway, that they like the certain segments that we do about the did you knows and the poems and stuff. They look forward to that.
Boy, I had a good one this morning.
What'd you do?
I don't remember. But it was something.
Those are the good ones.
I don't like the big rush that everybody's in today, so I'd rather just stay still.
Yeah.
You know? And that was kind of the ending of the
You know, it's weird. Like, I feel like we do kind of go a lot. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, but I mean, I understand that if you wanted something, you had to work for it, which, you know, we still have to do. You know, some of us don't want to, but most of us do. But it seems like you'd get up in the morning, you'd work all day, and, you know, I don't know if you wanted something, you could barter with it, and the whole community would help you build something. So you worked a lot, but I guess you got to rest a lot. I feel like you might have worked more back then, but you're more go today. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, but you know, we did that when we were coming up. Man, the guys my age that had got married and started a family, every one of us built new houses, and just about every one of us met on the main day of framing that house up and helped frame it up.
Yeah.
And then once we got it framed up, and they turned them loose on that big boy.
Yeah.
And they could do all the rest of it themselves. And they helped me, I helped them, and it's still a barn raising.
Yeah, and that's what we get back to. But I mean, you know, I feel like you hear that they worked a lot more than what we do now. I mean, if you wanted something, I mean, back in the day, you know, like if you wanted milk, you went out there and milked the cow, or, you know, you had to go to do something, you had to barter for it or something. You put it on your tab, you go to whatever. But I mean, you farmed and you did this, that, and the other. But I feel like there was a little bit more. I don't know. Like, I just feel like today everybody's just kind of run, go.
Yeah.
I feel like we've made things easier for ourselves to experience more leisure time, but by the same token, we've made it harder on ourselves to keep those luxuries.
Rush and get to appointments and that kind of stuff. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff. I like to just sit and
just chill. You don't chill though. You're like that though. You are constantly building something, crafting something, making something, going to get something. And I tell y'all, if those of you watching, I can't name a better person to go fetch geese and ducks with than this guy right here. You got to go pick up a turkey and Coleman. Call the man; he'll go with you.
Yeah, I'm good at duck catching. You know, goose wrangling is something I'm pretty good at.
Goose wrangling and duck catching are two different things.
Yes.
It's important that the viewers know that.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not.
Well, they're going to learn now. In fact, it is very much different, but I'm going to tell you, the guy that's got the badge in both departments, right here.
Yep.
This one right here will be the first one you call anytime you need to fetch some goose wrangling and some duck catching.
One time,
gotta get some more ducks.
One time, I generally would walk before a race would start at Talladega. I was stationed in turn one, and I would generally walk around the top of the track, looking down in the softball to make sure there wasn't nothing. And I always thought about maybe somebody might try to hide in there or something like that. That always came to mind. Of course, we never did see anybody, but
What'd you do today? Well, I went and hid in the inner wall of the Talladega Super Speedway.
Yeah.
That'd be a good way to sneak into a race.
Yeah.
Just have to sit there for about 6 weeks, wait on it.
Yeah. And then when they hit the wall, you'd be right in the middle of the action.
You know, nothing gets you closer, Johnny, than
That's
having
right.
a bumper in your neck.
That's right.
So, and
That's
some
right.
styrofoam in your face.
Well, anyway, I was walking around through there, and down in this section of the south wall, there was a big old raccoon.
Oh, man.
And so
They're bad about that.
When I saw, you can't keep them out of
You can't keep them out of an inner
No.
wall of a super speedway.
No.
Them raccoons will get in there.
Well, anyway, I went back. I got my radio and I called in. I said, I told my boss, I said, how about coming up here, bring me a pair of welder gloves and a sack. He said, what do you want? I said, never mind, just bring one of them to
The
me.
old coon catching kit.
Yeah.
Welder gloves and a sack.
Well, I didn't want to say on the radio what we had found because
Right.
there were people listening in. So he comes flying around the bottom of the speedway, and they were fixing to put the cars on the track.
Oh, wow.
He comes flying around the bottom of the speedway, and he runs up there very blusterous, like he always is.
Oh, yeah.
And scared that raccoon, and he come out of that wall, and he tumbled all the way down to the grass, and he took off running.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
He took off running toward the start-finish line. He got down there, and a bunch of the other firemen were chasing him, and he was coming back, and then they'd run him back. And finally, after sitting there watching that a little while, I told John, he was there with me, I said, carry me down there.
Yeah. Look, it'd been funny if the speaker would have spoken to him like he's coming around the back straight there, black stripes, and here he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the Wildlife Federation car, the coon catcher runner. That is raccoons, man. Can they run fast? Raccoons, I guess.
Woo, yeah. And anyway, everybody they was trying to catch him, but when they'd get close to him, they'd get scared of him.
Yeah. They act like they were big dogs until they
Yeah.
got to them. Like, man, I was just kidding.
So we went all the way around through the tunnel. He carried me out there. I got out there at the scoring stand and went out there. And when I looked down the wall, he was coming back across the start-finish line. If that coon had had a transponder on him, he would have clocked more laps than some of the marker cars. But anyway,
Here comes the Wildlife Federation car now with the black stripes. Can't miss it. Come around turn 2 again.
the mask on the front.
And he's turned around. Yeah. You can always tell this car with a masked driver in the front of it. Zorro.
Well, anyway, I saw him coming, and I just kind of hid back. And
Yeah.
right when he got right to me, I stepped out there and snatched him up, buddy. And he was eating me up, too. Even through those gloves, he was eating me up.
Golly.
And
Now, you can get all kind of stuff from them. Now, I mean, everybody's go-to is rabies, but it's very rare for an animal to have like that. But you can still get tetanus or staph or anything like that.
I imagine you can, but I've spent my whole life fooling with animals
Yeah.
like that, and I never had that problem.
Catching a raccoon on a racetrack wasn't no
That
limit
wasn't
for
no
you.
new thing.
I understand.
Yeah. You
I understand.
Well, anyway, I told John, I said, get me over at the family campground quick as you can. This thing's eating me up. So I held him down between my legs in the pickup when we was driving over,
Yeah.
and he was just gnawing on my. Yeah. But anyway, the tower was sitting up there, and my brother was one of the spotters in the tower, and the guy running the race, so Mike Phillips said, God, look at this fool, when I stepped out there. And he said, that's no fool, that's my brother.
I know that man. There's for a minute he was going to go along with it. Like, you doggone right. Oh, well,
I'll tell you something else. We used to get out of those used to be 76 balls up there.
Yeah.
Now they're Sunoco towers. But back when they were the balls, owls were bad to nest in there.
In the what now?
In those big old 76 balls. They're like
Oh, yeah. I've seen those.
in the caterns.
Yeah.
There's Sunoco towers now, and they're for spotters to sit in. And some radio people would be up there. We'd have owls that would get in there.
Oh, well, you can't trust them.
No.
An owl will move in on you faster than anything.
Yes. Yeah. And you can't get them out.
No.
Well, anyway, they'd be full of them old elk pods. You know, they eat and then regurgitate and somehow form a pod around it, and they'll lay it back over and feed their young with it when they hatch them out.
Really?
And
It's called an elk pod?
it's an owl pod.
An owl pod. Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was full of those, and those things would stink. Ooh, they were bad. And another thing was snakes. would climb up that thing, old
Really?
rat snakes. Yeah, and I'd run. I caught one time about 6 foot long up there.
Golly.
Yeah, he was up there slithering around.
I got one I need you to catch as soon as this podcast is over.
We gonna catch him? What we gonna do with him?
Well, there's a story behind this particular snake.
Yeah.
I don't know if your viewers want to hear it, but
Let's hear it.
let's just say he come back from the living dead yesterday.
Oh, he did.
Well, I went down to the end of the porch to cut grass. And I got down, I was starting to go down the stairs, and laying down there, I seen 2 big old goose eggs just laying on the concrete, but they were both cracked and yolk coming out of them, and they were covered in like some kind of clear
Slime.
slime.
Yeah, that's what happened to the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They got slimed.
Well, I thought it was odd the other day when the Halloween decorations just let themselves out. So maybe
Yeah.
there's something going on here.
Yeah, there is.
Well, anyway, I looked over, and it probably wasn't from here to the camera right there. There was I looked, and I was like, oh, there was a big old 6, 7 foot. They get huge. Rat snake, chicken snake, whatever you want to call them. And but he was laying there, and his jaw was like, he's laying there kind of something, but he was laying there still. And I thought maybe he's trying to get his jaw locked back in. Maybe he swallowed these 2 goose eggs. It didn't work out with him, so he regurgitated them. But it was weird, like he was laying there like he was dead. I thought he was dead. I was like, okay, so I went over there, and I kind of barely nudged him, and he like kind of moved a little bit. Now, I normally let him go because I know they're good for rats and yada, yada, yada. But this one particular snake, not only have I found him 3 times in the chicken coop, he's swallowed half a nest of goose eggs. I've kind of whipped him with a broom a little bit, run him down to the creek, and he's come back. And I know it's him because he's kind of almost black for a chicken snake. Now, well, I got it.
Did you? No, that was my sister. Sent me a picture of one that was real dark.
No, it wasn't me. But that's the second one. One time when we left that show up there in Gatlinburg, I seen another one that was black like that, almost on the side of the road. I was trying to get off the road. But this one's like that. I'll show you here in a minute. But I thought, he's sick, he ain't doing well. He's eat his last egg here at Sunnyside. And so right over beside him was a big old rick of wood. I thought, I'm going to put this thing out of its misery. And I dropped a big old log on his head. And he kind of went to squirming slow motion. I was like, he's definitely dying. For safe measure, I went ahead and picked it up, dropped it again, only this time I let it stay on him. I walk away thinking he's going up to heaven, to snake heaven. That snake heaven, all they do is slither around in big old tall grasses, and they just eat guinea eggs all day long. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And this morning, I got up and went down to feed the Banny chickens, and that snake was gone. And I thought, well, a coyote must have come up last night, grabbed him, and took off. No. There was a trail of blood, and he is looped up in a nesting box over here at the end of the porch right now.
No kidding.
And
That's probably a king snake, don't you imagine?
I don't know. He's a king, buddy, because his survival skills are something else. And so he's hanging out, and I was like, okay, he's hung himself up in there and he's died. And I went to go grab his tail to pull him out, and as soon as I went to grab his tail, his head he has head flies all over it. His head shook and got the flies off of him. He's still alive. So I don't know if I need to put him out of his meat. I mean, I've killed him 6 times. I don't know if I should try again or if I should just let him.
Maybe they got the same amount of lives a cat does.
I've never seen nothing like it. This thing's like back from the living dead.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just told you the whole story. Not as exotic as yours, but
They'll do some strange things. I was cruising a track of timber one time over north of Birmingham.
yeah.
And I walked by a tree that had a lot of vines growing up on it. And it was so much vines on it, I really couldn't tell what kind of tree it was without looking up.
Yeah.
Well, when I walked by there, just something caught the corner of my eye. I caught something moving. I looked up there, and there was a rat snake, and he was striking at me when I get anywhere close to that.
You should have slapped him right in his silly little snake face. Striking at you like that. You don't want a snake coming at you like that unannounced.
No. So I backed up, and I said, well, look at that. Let's see if I'll make him do it again. I walked back over, and he lunged at me.
Really?
Yeah. So I wasn't going to mess with him. I mean, he is at home.
But you were too tempted at that point.
No, I wasn't very tempted. Anyway, I heard a pickup coming. There was an old boy I knew that worked for East Alabama. Not East Alabama, Jasper Lumber Company. He comes driving up, and I knew him, and I said, hey, Ted, come here a minute. What is it? I said, walk right down there below that tree right there. Just right down there. He said, what is it, Yellow Jacket? I said, no.
He'd have been fooled by you before. Hey, what is it, Yellow Jackets? What is it, a python? What is it, a guy with a passed out of moonshine
Well,
with a
we
club
all
in his
knew
hand?
each other, you know.
Oh, man.
He walked down there, and that snake come out there after him, buddy. And he jumped out of his skin.
Oh, I would have too. I got buddies of mine, they're terrified of snakes. Now, I'm not very fond of them.
No.
Now, I'll grab one if I absolutely have to, but it's extraordinarily rare. It's mainly to get, if I got one wrapped around a duck or something like I did up in the tree, what was it, a few years ago? I told you about that story?
Yeah.
Then I will. But I'm not really big on catching stuff like you were catching the raccoon. I speak about that story. That's not the only thing you found hidden in the inner walls of the super speedway either. Didn't you tell me about a story about a guy tried to climb over the fence and
Well,
all
there
you'd
was,
seen was
but
a
it wasn't
shoe?
here. And
Oh.
they just happened to see his leg sticking up and had a shoe on it. And they
I
saw
thought you
the
said
shoe.
they seen a shoe up in the fence or something, and they just happened to look down where that shoe was at. Or
Well,
something.
that might have been that it slipped off, yeah. But it
You
was,
got so
wasn't
many
here.
stories you can't keep up with.
Yeah, it wasn't here though. It was at another track.
Oh, okay. Well, I like to believe it was
Let
here.
me know. Yeah, well, that's fine.
You just ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I've been telling all my friends, Johnny told me there was a guy fell in that damn wall down here, slept all night. They seen a shoe and happened to look down in a hole, and there he was. I bet I've told 9 people that. So if they see this podcast, they're going to think, okay, I didn't know. I thought Johnny told me it was in Talladega. I guess
No,
it was. Where
it
was
wasn't.
somewhere else? Where was it?
Yeah, I don't know. It was Charlotte or someplace like that.
Talladega. That's what I thought. Well, anyway, yeah,
Same
you
thing.
never know. It's
Same
something.
thing.
It's, you know.
Yeah, we've had a lot of experiences. I never will forget one time we were fixing to start the race, and for some reason I was a little late getting in position, so I had to jump out and get my suit on, and
Was you driving?
everything. No, I was working. You know, we wore the fire suits.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And here they come.
The way you set that up was like a Ricky Bobby situation.
Yeah.
The race was about to start. You had to throw on your suit real quick and jump in the driver's car.
Yeah, that's kind of like it.
You know,
was.
yeah.
Well, anyway, when they come around turn 1 where I was standing, they started slamming the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And one car, and I'm going to guess and say it was Jimmy Spencer, got up against the wall and ran all the way almost to turn 2 and stopped right against the wall. Well, when we got over there, I wasn't quite dressed, you know what I mean? So I got my gloves on, and I leaned over there to look down in the car to, see if the driver
Yeah.
was still in it. Unknowns to me, it already jumped out. And they take them cars before they start that race, and they wipe them down with something that makes them real slick. And air's supposed to go over them real fast.
Yeah, old
Well, that-
slick air gel.
Look, air ain't the only thing it's slick to. It's also slick to hands and gloves.
Come on in.
Look at here. And my hand went out this way, and I fell down between the car and the wall.
no.
And my feet was setting up doing that.
The driver just looked over like, damn it, Johnny, what are you doing? I'm trying to get this raccoon out of the wall.
That's about the way it was there. Well, we had a little guest just come in. here,
Yeah,
didn't
come
we?
on in. We're
Yeah.
doing a little podcast. We got Tara and Chris.
Eli.
Eli. Why do I want to call him Chris?
Well,
It's
hey.
Eli. And
How you doing?
they're in our. We're doing. Hey,
What
this
was
is
that,
an
a
impromptu
pass and review?
podcast.
Was that a pass in review?
It was. I didn't know you guys were live. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we're not live. We're just recording. It's this podcast. Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, we are live.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're live. Hey, I'm down for whatever. Live, record. It don't matter to me.
Well,
now
no,
Eli you're going to work here at the house thing, ain't you? Eli, he plays football for
Lincoln.
Lincoln, that's right. He's a Lincoln Bear.
Yeah.
Lincoln Bear, that's right.
You know, us Mumford people and us Lincoln people don't get along.
Oh, y'all butt heads during
Yeah,
the
we
football
butt
season,
heads,
huh?
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. What position do you play, Eli? Linebacker. This guy looks like a
What's your
linebacker.
number?
This is my first year, so we don't know.
We got
We
about
don't
a
know.
7-foot boy that's going to be playing linebacker, a guard, nose guard. I'm going to tell him to take you out. How's that?
Listen to him. He said, all right, let's go. Let's go. That's funny. I'm looking for it, and it'll be here before we know it. I mean, it just started, feels like the other day, getting warm enough to get outside. You know, the time of the year where it teases you a little bit like, oh, it feels good out here. We ought to start that project the next day.
Yeah.
You got any more of those nuts and bolts over there? You know, it's just freezing. And so it feels like we just got into the comfortable weather. And then now I was watching the news before you got here. Today's Thursday. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but tomorrow's the next thing going to be Friday. And but they're saying that Friday and Saturday's heat index of 109. That's what it's going to feel like.
Really?
Humidity is coming back.
Yeah.
You know, we've done shows up in Connecticut and stuff, and we'll get up there and it'll be, snowing, and it's just a different cold, kind of like out west is a different heat. You don't sweat, but down here, I feel like we get the severity of both. It is a bone-chilling cold with that wet cold, and it is a hot, humid, exhausting heat when you're sweating and it ain't evaporating nowhere.
Yeah, it's like Hank Williams Jr. said, it'll make you beg for your next breath.
You doggone rootin' tootin'. You ever been out in the woods just be sweating, just pouring sweat,
Tell me.
gnats in your face? You're sweating so hard that gnats are getting, not only are they in your face, but they're getting stuck in your sweat and are just kind of, you get black, spots all over you.
When we were cruising timber, we used to carry a little tally book with us, and it was just a little book, that wide and that long.
Yeah.
And it had little handles, and you could take it and kind of pop it, So when them old gnats would get around us, we'd see how many we could kill with one pop.
Yeah.
And we kept score,
It's almost like you can't kill enough of them.
I'm telling
It make you want to just get to one of those little off things and, just that. Daddy used to say, it's your breath. I'm not saying
I
breath.
tell you what you can do. You can take like something on the end of a stick. If you could, let's just hypothetically, let's just say you take a styrofoam ball about that big around, put it on a stick, hold it up above your head, and they'll swarm it and not you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Working out in the yard, fixing that fence in that pasture. Do you have the gnat balls over your head? Well, if you don't, you can order them right now. Just click the link at the bottom of the screen for your set of gnat balls. You'll just stick them on any ball cap, will have it, and your balls will attract those gnats away from these balls. There's nothing worse than gnats in your eyeballs.
That's right.
And if you don't want to keep that, get you a set of gnat balls.
And I'm gonna tell you, some of them little no-see-ums.
No-see-ums are the worst.
If they were big as a yellow jacket, they'd gnaw your arm off.
No-see-ums are the worst. I feel like, I've had so many gnats in front of my face. I take a deep breath and I know the hardest job I've ever done. And I've heard that baling hay, like those square bales and stacking them in the barn.
Oh, they're awful.
I've heard that is the hardest job
It's
ever.
awful.
Even people that work concrete and brick masons are like, they got us on that one. It's bad. You get hay fever. It's hot, exhausting, and so. But I'll admit, I think stringing barbed wire and waist-deep briars in the middle of July run a pretty damn close race.
They will. It will.
And buddy, let me tell you, you just be out there, you would see a storm coming, and you'd hope it'd rain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd hope it'd rain, because you'd keep going. But that breeze and that warm summer rain is what you'd hope for.
Daddy used to make us pick butter beans when it get real hot, and boy, that was a job.
Is that
Sweat
when you
bees,
harvest the butter bean? Oh, yeah.
Sweat bees all over you.
You know, there's a lot of them when you take a deep breath and you can taste 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. Tastes like
And they
chicken.
just fly right in your eyeball.
Yeah, they will do it.
But that's summer in the South, though, ain't it?
Yes, it
Wouldn't
is.
have it any other way. I would, though, but I wouldn't. Like I said, folks, get you a set of gnat balls for your hat. I'm going to watch you. I'm going to laugh when I pull up to your house one day and you're out there working and you've got like a little wooden stick coming up off the top of your hat and you got a styrofoam ball.
A mannequin head would
anything.
work good, wouldn't it?
Well,
yeah.
a little heavy, but
Draw some eyeballs there and make a little mascara. What do you think?
anything to do to confuse the fly. Hey, I'm down.
What are we on our timer over
Well,
there?
I was just, you told me to time it, and I was just tapping my watch a minute ago, but you didn't look, so I was like, we're going to ride this out. But we're about 2 minutes into a 30-minute segment.
Okay, 2 minutes in, so we
well,
got
yeah.
a few more minutes.
We got 2 more minutes is what
All
I'm
right.
We got 2 more minutes left in your 30 minutes.
Okay, would you like to continue what Grady did today and roast me all day?
No, I like you. I feel like I play referee sometimes with you too. But I'll be honest with you, John. Sometimes you bring it on yourself. But don't worry, I'm there to throw out the raft to bring you back.
I hear you.
I love it with you too. Was he mad at me because I didn't make it this morning? If you're watching, whenever you're watching this, I didn't make it to work this morning. Wag of the finger and shame on me. Was it? The boss didn't get mad, did he?
Nah.
Now, is it me and you and Lisa tomorrow? Is that what's
Yes.
going on? Okay, great. Well,
Yes, and I think Reese Burke is going to be with us.
yeah.
And Ramsey's going to try to come.
Great, and I think Tristan may call in again as well tomorrow.
Well, that'd
so
be
it'll
good.
a lot of fun.
He
If
was
you-
a good interview today.
Good. I was wondering how that went. I'd set that up, and I was worried about it. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you follow the podcast, but not our show. Johnny and I are on a local radio show here, 95.1 The Mountain, WDNG out of Anniston. But here's the cool thing about it, though, John, and some of our fans do all over the country. If you want to listen to us anywhere, anytime, just download the LBI Media. That stands for Lake Broadcasting Incorporated. That's LBI Media. You download that app, it's free, and there's several different radio stations to choose from. John, they're going to choose the 95.1,
That's
the
right.
Mountain app. Or excuse me, I don't want you to download that. You'll click that radio station rather, and you can listen to us from 6 to 10 in the morning, or you can listen to them from 6 to 10. You can listen to me from 8 to 10.
It's me and G and sometimes Darren.
I drift in sometimes. Hey, thanks so much for having me. It's been really
buddy.
a lot of fun. And
Let's do another one
I
here
was about to
pretty
say,
quick.
I'll do as many as you want me to do. I just like hearing your stories, and you let me jabber sometimes too, and I just have fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as well.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
To Munford, our home, and all its glory on display, and to the Cheehaw legends that'll never fade